All right, everybody. Welcome to our first session of Tomb of Annihilation. You all have been traveling at sea for quite some time now, several days after having left Waterdeep, heading southward for many a 10-day at sea on your way to the Cholt Peninsula. Something evil is trapping the souls of the dead and draining life from all who have been raised from death by magic. This worldwide death curse not only prevents the raising of the dead, but also causes creatures that were previously raised from the dead to wither and die. You have all been drawn into this journey by one Sindra Sylvain, a retired adventurer and merchant who years ago was herself raised from the dead. Now she's withering away. You all have your various reasons for joining her on this journey, but her tale she was more than happy to share with you all. When she consulted priests, Sindra learned that the affliction was widespread and that no spell could cure it. She spoke to her friends among the Harpers, who determined the source of the affliction, an ungodly necromantic device called the Soulmonger. The Harpers received their intelligence from a lich, but they didn't know much about the Soulmonger other than that its name and its general whereabouts. The Peninsula of Cholt, a land of jungles and monsters. You all journey to this land to find and destroy the Soulmonger. You make your way towards Port Nyanzaru now. The city, the only city on the entire peninsula, hugs the coastline at the south end of the Bay of Cholt. No other city exists here, along the coast or anywhere else, except in ruins or overrun by monstrous creatures. Until recently, Port Nyanzaru was under the firm control of Amun, a foreign nation, but 9 years ago, Amun was forced out to relinquish the city to a wealthy and powerful consortium of Choltan traders, backed by the Yotepka Corporate, or the Yotepka Society, I should say, or risk a bloody conflict that would probably have ended up with the city winning its independence anyways. 7 Choltan traders have since grown into influential market princes, enticing folk from up and down the Sword Coast with their wares. Port Nyanzaru is a bastion of civilization and commerce in a terrifying land. The amount of business that unfolds here, and the cash that moves through its counting houses, would make any merchant of Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep jealous. It's also colorful, musical, aroma-filled, a vibrant city in its own right. Other than trade, the biggest attractions are the weekly dinosaur races that run through the streets. Locals and visitors alike wager princely sums on the race's outcomes. The city also boasts grand bazaars, glorious mansions and temples, circuses, and gladiatorial conquests. Sindra would have informed you of all this on your long journey here, and also of the fact that enemies surround Port Nyanzaru on all sides. The jungle teems with ferocious reptiles and murderous undead, while pirates prowl the surrounding sea, and the mouth of the bay is home to some pretty greedy beasts itself. You all arrive at Cholt. And step down off of your ship's gangplank and into the streets. The blazing sun beats down on your shoulders, and the familiar sounds of a harbor begin to reach your ears. Creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across cobblestones mingle with the voices shouting and cursing in unfamiliar languages. You also hear clicks and inhalations, the sing-songy words that sound almost musical, make up this foreign language that you all are hearing.
Interesting.
Yeah. All the buildings sport buckets and clay urns of colorful flowers or are draped in leafy flowering vines. Minstrels in bright clothing adorned with feathers and shells perform on street corners. Multicolored pennants and sun awnings flutter atop the city walls, and a crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes races past you, squealing in delight as a street performer costumed as a big-toothed lizard stomps and roars behind them. The whole city seems to be a bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing cacophony. As you all disembark, Syndra greets you all once again, meeting you as she exits from the ship as well. She says to you all, "Well, here we are. I have some business to attend to, a meeting with one of the merchant princes. Wakanga is expecting me, and he's not too fond of extra house guests, but given some time, I'll be able to smooth him over, and you all will be able to meet me there later for an evening meal. In the meantime, I suggest you all acquaint yourselves with this wonderful city. There's much to do, much to see, and no small amount of people to speak to. Do you have any questions before I send you on your way?"
Do we know where the residence she's going to be staying at is?
She would gesture up towards the merchant ward and say, "Wakanga's manor is the only one with several swords dancing above it. He is the only one of the merchant princes who is a magician, a wizard in his own right. His manner is not difficult to spot."
Okay. I assume it's just asking just in case something untoward occurred at any point.
Okay.
If you had to pick one place that we should absolutely see, what would it be?
She says, "Well, that depends. If you'd like to see a little action, Executioner's Run is always a hot spot." And she kind of looks around and she says, "Ah, yes. The dinosaur races are happening later today. They are a weekly event, but if you've never seen one, it's certainly not an event to miss. There's the Red Bazaar, the Great Markets, and of course you'll want to set yourselves up with accommodations. There are 2 places that would likely be good for you all. Here's Syndra, by the way. She would say a pair of places. The Thundering Lizard. It is a bit of a rough and tumble establishment. I feel like you all would fit in nicely. And then, of course, if you'd like some pampering, it's a bit more pricey, but Kaya's House of Repose always has rooms open.
Well, we will keep those in mind.
Gives us quite a few things to check out. I think you should start with the bath.
How dare you?
All right. So yeah, you all have a map of Port Nyanzaru. You all don't really know your way around the city too well yet, but you'll be able to fill in these places as you discover them. And speaking of maps, before Syndra departs, she would hand you all a rolled up piece of parchment. And it looks quite plain now, but she says, "There is one last thing. Chulch is mostly uncharted, and I've managed to come into possession of perhaps the most detailed map of the peninsula that's ever been drawn. I gift it now to you all. Use it wisely. And be very careful with who sees this. There are those that have been trying for decades to create something this detailed, and there are certainly those who would not think twice about removing some obstacles in their path to it." And she hands over the map. Who would like to carry it?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Let me just put in my inventory map. Well, I'm going to attempt to.
Sit down before you fall down.
Map of Chult. There we go.
All right.
And that's in inventory.
With that, Syndra bids her farewell and heads up towards the Merchant's Ward, to the Merchant Princes, and that is this section up here. She says that once the sun sets, you can meet her over there, and by then she should have smoothed things over with Wakanga a bit so that you can all come in for a dinner.
All right. Looks like we got a full day ahead of us.
Indeed.
What's everyone want to do?
I mean, I want to go see the dinosaur races.
I agree.
But it sounds like we've got some time until that.
Let's at least see if we can locate where those are at and proceed from there. We do also need to find suitable lodgings for everyone.
Yeah, I guess that could be our first stop, is getting a room, somewhere to keep our things.
Okay.
Sorry, where on the map did she say the two lodgings were?
So, she would have said that they are both down by the market wards, so right down in this area. And they are both near the Red Bazaar, one of the great markets here. So that would put them right around this area.
Cool.
Oh, it's not a bad first stop.
Not at all. And in any case, I am glad to have some solid ground beneath my feet after this amount of time at sea. I will freely admit I'm not that used to ocean-going voyages.
Yeah, that was a first.
And even here, the heat is not that different from home. It's just the humidity's far greater.
The humidity is what gets you, though.
It is, in fact, incredibly humid.
In any case, gentlemen, ladies, shall we proceed?
Yeah, let's go. Get something to eat that's not ship food. Get a room.
Okay. So.
Food.
Alright, everybody. So, as you head through town, it is a cacophony of colors and sounds. Dinosaurs with harnesses, carrying loads. Many of you have probably not seen dinosaurs before, but massive beasts they are. And most of them seem to be beasts of burden around here in Chult. They would wander past you carrying loads. Children would be trailing behind them, laughing. But yeah, so, on your way to the market wards, you want to show me, we'll say that this is the obvious way to go for now, but why don't you guys show me the route that you want to take to the market wards?
I will admit, a Senpai would prefer a more direct one, but he also is not. I don't want to speak for the whole party.
That route's looking pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the little loop around, see what we see. We're not particularly pressed for time, so if we see something interesting, we can always detour.
Moss would like to know how one gets their hands on a dinosaur.
There's plenty of people wandering around.
She's gonna like bounce up to one of them.
Alright. So
Poke him on the back of the leg.
he kind of turns around towards you. A middle-aged Chultan man, human, turns towards you, and he looks at you and says, "You're not Batiri."
I don't know who that is.
No, I apologize. This is simply when we usually see goblins here, they usually have enormous face masks painted to look like terrifying beasts. It's refreshing.
I don't need a mask.
I see that. Well met. What can I do for you?
How does one get their hands on one of these giant, amazing lizards?
Oh, yes. If it's beasts of burden that you're interested in, you can head down to the Tiriki anchorage. There are many a beast penned down there, and from what I understand, they sell them for quite reasonable prices.
She's very excited to hear this. What about the ones that bite?
The ones that bite. Ah, yes. Interested in joining the races, are you?
Sure, the races.
He looks a bit concerned about that. Yes, you can also acquire racing beasts and defensive animals, protection, if you will, in the anchorage. Although be careful, it's a bit of a rough spot, if you will. He kind of looks towards the rest of you, although I doubt that's much of an issue for a group such as yourselves.
She's gonna be like, we gotta go to the acreage.
Where exactly is this anchorage located?
Tiriki Anchorage. One of the
Oh,
sections
I see.
outside of the main walls.
Aww.
Oh, no, it's okay. We can, it looks like there's a gate down here we can cross through.
There is indeed.
Right
so
near
we'll
where
drop
we
our
need to go.
things off. Yeah, we'll drop our stuff off, have some food, and then we'll go check out the anchorage.
She's very excited.
Says, "You all look new in town, so be sure to listen for the bells. If you hear them, you most certainly don't want to be outside of the walls."
What
do
do
the
the
bells
bells?
mean?
Oh,
Well, let's just say that it could mean any number of things, and none of them good.
Well, that's not concerning at all.
essentially, it's a warning system.
It is indeed.
Much appreciated in that case.
See, Moss thought that she was gonna get to see a dinosaur, but it was just the kobold. So she needs a real one.
Do not compare me with a dinosaur.
Exactly. They're way cooler.
All right.
What is this big tent over here?
That is the Grand Souk. You all would pass right by it on your route if you'd like to continue on your way.
Yeah, I'm just curious what's inside it.
Okay. So we'll say that you guys go ahead and make your way there, although, as you do head over there, you notice that a small section of street is closed off. That would be right around here, actually. So a small section of street is closed off ahead of you all, and you can see a crowd of people kind of lined up and waiting. And as you're standing there, you all begin to hear what sounds like thunder at first. Looking down the street, you can see a cloud of dust forming as several bipedal dinosaurs come crashing past you all. A few of them are out ahead, and you can see that people are cheering and roaring as they rush past. And right in front of you all, a pair of allosaurs, one much younger than the other, collide into each other and hit the ground rolling in this massive pile, and they jump up and begin snapping at one another before their riders can get them under control. You can see one of them, feathers exploding out of the back of his headdress as he kind of says something to the dinosaur, and the dinosaur's face changes and it turns almost mechanically and then rushes back down the field. The other one gives chase, but in a much more uncontrolled and predatory manner, as it chases back after the one that just went by.
Dinosaur racing.
The barriers are moved,
Do we want to go watch?
and traffic continues.
Oh. Is that just like happening in the streets?
Yep, that it is.
Oh, we are gonna have some fun in this city.
Maybe even make some money off betting.
With that, as you say that, Salazar. So is that you, Salazar, or was that Banth?
That's Banff.
Banth. Okay. So as you say that, Banth. You hear a voice behind you. Interested in betting on the races, are we? And you turn to see a very thin elven man. He is dressed in extremely colorful robes, and he has two very large individuals standing behind him. It says, "We're always taking bets, you know."
I just might be interested in placing one.
Do
As
these
well.
look like
Outriders.
dodgy people?
Make an insight check.
Oh.
They most certainly do. But the kind of dodgy people that like to make money and don't like making enemies. So, yes, dodgy, but the right kind of dodgy.
Excellent. I imagine her insight check was her, like, sniffing this guy. Just loud, like, waffling sounds.
All
I
right.
trust him.
Well, he would say, well, the Unchained race is next. It's a much shorter race, but always far more dramatic. It will be beginning in about 4 bells, about 4 hours from now. If you'd like, you can meet us over... You can meet us just outside the entrance to the old city, near Executioner's Run. Be happy to take your bets then.
Why do they call it Unchained?
Well, you noticed these dinosaurs that just passed us, these beasts were muzzled, their claws covered. When we do the Unchained races, the last race of the day, for obvious reasons, the gloves come off.
Yes, please.
How do people get involved in these races as actual competitors?
Well, first it's helpful to own a beast, but it can be arranged if you're a skilled rider. Riders do sometimes meet unfortunate ends. Sometimes you can find a owner who's willing to allow others to ride.
I have a question. Would the dinosaurs qualify as land vehicles?
You'd say, I'm afraid not. They have a bit of a mind of their own, you see.
Okay.
Probably
was
animal
ready.
handling stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
He does a deep bow. He says, Kato, at your service. You can find me by the Beggar's Bazaar, by the Beggar's Palaces, just outside of the old city, whenever you're ready to place your bets.
you can count on us being there.
Yep.
Can you ping that on the map? Oh,
I
old city. Never
can.
mind, I found it.
Yep, just outside the gates of the old city.
Thank you.
We are on a roll. We found the dinosaur races, found where to get dinosaurs.
Now, people are very friendly here.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's so different from Baldur's Gate.
I know. I love this city.
Moss is delighted. She's convinced herself she's gonna get the dinosaur.
Not just get a dinosaur, you could race a dinosaur.
Oh yes. Hooray. Alright, let's go dump our crap and explore.
Yeah, we've got things to do.
Indeed.
So, out of curiosity, as we come up to like this like weird tenty thing.
Yeah.
What is it?
So, as you approach that, it is very, very clearly. You can see it from a ways away. It is a massive bazaar. The Grand Souk is a market, and it is one of the beating hearts of Port Nine Zaru. Trade. You can see trade goods from all over the place, regardless of where you're from. Along the Sword Coast, you can likely see something represented here from your homeland, as far as goods, exotic spices. There's all kinds of things here: timber, medicines, dinosaur skulls and claws, loads of various things that are obviously from Chult. There's iron, weapons of various different types, raw iron. It's just a massive, massive market. And basically anything that you expect to find, you can find here. Mechanically, anything that is for sale in the player's handbook, you can find here. Some more exotic things may take some doing, but with the proper connections, you can find more interesting things here. But yeah, all kinds of things. Tropical fruits, colored feathers, carved ivory figurines, and again, anything that is in the player's handbook you can find for sale here.
I want to add some raptor talons to my torch.
That's cool.
Okay. So heading into the market and doing some shopping, are we?
Yes. Someone remind me how much a potion of healing costs.
Yeah, we'll use the exact same item guide that we use for other games. We'll use in this one. I don't think I've shared it into this server yet, so I'll go ahead and nab it real quick and we'll drop it in.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I need to do this anyways. And where be it? There it is. Copy link. Tomb. And this is the same item pricing guide. Some of these are a little bit weird, but so far all of the prices have checked out. So even if something seems astronomically expensive, it is supposed to be that way. There are a couple of things in here that looked like they got accidentally a 0 tagged onto them. We'll identify those as we come up to them. Something that is obviously not supposed to cost 5,000 gold, but 500. But somebody painstakingly put this together for us on Reddit, and we thank them for it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and pin that now. And potions of healing.
Oh, cool. I don't have enough money for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of broke.
Yeah. Port Nine Zaru is also a wonderful place to find gainful employment of various types. You all have been kind of just dropped here with your mission. You know what you need to do. How you go about doing that, Syndra was very unclear, would be an overstatement. She really doesn't know. She's just your means of transportation here, and she's your contact to get you in with the princes here in Port Nine Zaru. The Harpers are not funding you. You'll have to fund yourselves. And, of course, discover how you plan on venturing forth to discover the source of the curse.
So we could hypothetically offer to do a job for someone here in exchange for stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of places around. And, of course, there's no shortage of people looking to hire adventurers for various jobs and things to do. You know, you may need to hang out around the right places to find people that are actively looking to hire people. The taverns and the inns would be an excellent place to do that, as would places like the dinosaur races. Anywhere where people gather in large numbers regularly would be good places to search for stuff like that, if you're looking to make some money.
You're so good.
Potion of healing is 50 gold. Yep.
Yeah. I have a whopping 10.
Ooh.
So
What would some raptor claws run?
Okay, so luckily, one of the things Chult has in abundance is dinosaurs, and thus dinosaur parts. Now, you see a few vendors that have dinosaur skulls and bones and other such things. It's obviously a very touristy thing, right? But there are several of them around. Now...
Oh, I'm a tourist still.
Oh, yeah. So, one of these stalls that you see that has these, the first one you come across, has several predator skulls and pieces around. The man standing behind the stall is a tall, broad-shouldered man with dark skin and short, curly hair. He has a thick beard, and he has a warm smile as he talks to people as they pass by. He wears brightly colored clothing with long, flowing robes over a loose tunic. That would be the first one that you see.
I think I'd walk up and just kind of look at what he's got laid out.
As you approach, his
See if I
smile
see.
beams. He says, "Welcome, welcome! My name is Kwame. New to Chult, are you?" He looks around towards all of you.
That obvious?
Oh yes, it is quite obvious. Your clothing. The first rain, he kind of looks up. Any minute now. Now that I think of it. You will see light flowing garb is how you know people that are from here. Your clothes will soon quadruple in weight. But you're safe beneath the tents for now. And as he says that, a torrential downpour just suddenly begins outside. It seems like you were just, as soon as you got off the boat, the sun was beating down on your shoulders, and sometime within the past 30 minutes that it took you to walk from there to the bazaar, it has started pouring rain. The people out in the streets don't seem to be noticing it all. They're just kind of going about their business like nothing's going on. And this actually gives you all a good opportunity to see just how well designed Chult is. The entire city seems to flow downhill towards the docks, and you can see that all of the water is directed into basins for collection, and anything that overflows is shuttled away down many different gutters and drains that expertly drain the water away. So the streets remain dry, or, not flooded, I should say, as this downpour begins.
Really clever design.
You've not seen the half of it. Wait until you arrive at the Red Market. They have truly discovered how to harness the power of the rains. Water wheels attached to nearly every building. But you're not here for a history lesson. He gestures up towards a Tyrannosaur skull. Would you like to hear how I took this one down?
I think we have to at this point.
I
Sounds
didn't.
Quite a story.
I found him in the desert. Smiles.
Well, that's a lot.
A far more sane approach.
He nods. Says, I am nothing if not a practical man, you see.
Well, I was hoping to find just some claws or something as a little souvenir.
Of course. Gestures, he says, I have the claws from this Tyrannosaur. I have some smaller, if you're looking for something that you can carry a bit more easily. Let's say 1 gold a claw.
1 gold a claw. Seems a little pricey for just some bones.
He smiles and says, I suppose you're right. I could go down as low as 8 silver for one of the smaller specimens.
We'll keep that in mind maybe once we've settled ourselves a little and got acclimated to the city. Fortunately, we didn't arrive with much in the way of money yet.
Says, well, perhaps you'll make your fortune betting on the races, or in the gladiatorial pits.
Go on.
Gladiatorial pits.
He nods. Says, each day, at sundown, the arena lights. Wizards battling dinosaurs. Warriors facing off against monstrous beasts. All for the entertainment of the gathered throng. It's truly a sight to behold.
That sounds quite exciting.
And of course,
Monsters, people
bets
dilated.
taken there as well.
And where is that at?
As if you head towards the Red Market, you can't miss it. There's always practicing going on. It's one of the only places where you can constantly hear steel on steel ringing. So, as you all head towards the Red Market, it is the big arena right here.
Ah. Right by where we're staying.
Yes, please.
Well, any that wish to compete are always welcome, and the price and the prize money is quite good. It is 25 gold to enter, but if you are victorious, well, if you put on a good show, the riches can be enormous. And he looks around towards you all again, and if you intend to venture into the jungles beyond, you will need quite a bit more than what you're carrying now. You'll need hands. You will need cart bearers, people to carry your supplies, soldiers to protect you, beasts of burden, guides, of course. None of these things are cheap.
I can tell.
Unlike
Well,
my dinosaur claws, which I suddenly find myself willing to sell for 4 silver.
Such a drastic price drop.
Well, I have to try, you see. You've proven yourself to be rather astute individuals.
He's trying to get money from us before we die.
Well, yes.
I'll tell you what. Once we've established ourselves a bit here, seen what the city has to offer, you'll be the first person I come back to.
He does a bow. Best of luck. Don't go dying before you can spend any money in the market, eh?
Wouldn't dream of it. Well, realizing we're incredibly poor, maybe we should just go get a room.
You all do have your character's regular starting gold, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
it's not
okay.
much, right? But it's something. You're not flat broke, everybody, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
15 gold.
Yep.
Moss wants to be in the fights.
Okay, yeah. When they say 25, is that for a team or for a person?
That is for the team.
All right, we can buy our way into a fight.
Maybe we should.
Well,
go
maybe we should
see
press
about-
on.
Yeah, we should go see about lodgings first before we, and see how much that's gonna cost us.
Looks like we're staying in the shithole so we can fight.
Just sleep in the alley somewhere.
I mean,
Can't
Having
be
a
worse
roof's
than where I've
already
slept
nice.
before.
yeah, I think we'll be okay.
This is a nice dumpster. Way better than the other dumpster I've seen.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
And what was his name again? So I can,
Kwame.
because I didn't. How do you spell that?
Kwame. Also, thank you ChatGPT for creating random NPCs for me. It's literally never been easier.
Well,
All right, everybody.
We've got a merchant to talk to. We got some dinosaur races. Got a fighting pit.
Certainly no shortage of things to do.
Exciting.
I just want to do it all.
You got this evening and then as much time as you need. Well, in theory. That reminds me, on your journey here, you all would have had plenty of time to discuss with one another while you're taking this journey. Why is putting an end to the death curse important to all of you? And you know, my bad. I completely forgot to allow you all an opportunity to introduce yourselves. So as you walk, are you all leaving the Grand Souk Market, or are you hanging out here a bit longer?
We can head to lodging, I think. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, so as you walk through the streets of Chult, making your way southward towards, well, technically eastward because this map is weird, making your way eastward towards the market wards and where you all know your lodging to be, let's go ahead and introduce your all's characters. Let's start with Mossrot. Why don't you go ahead and describe your character, what they look like, their mannerisms, the things that we would know, that the other characters would know after spending 20, 30 days on a ship with you, and why you're here in Schultz.
Okay. Well, Mossrot is the most beautiful goblin to ever live. She has brown hair, but you wouldn't know it because it literally has fungus and moss growing in it. Her teeth are a just stunning shade of brownish green. Basically, she's about 3 feet tall and horrifying. She's horrific to gaze upon. Everything about her is sharp or dirty.
Nice.
The whole reason she's on this adventure is she would like the entire world to be beholden to a goblin. She wants them all to know that a goblin saved them. That makes her very happy.
Nice.
Spite is fueling her.
Spite. Powered by Smite. TM.
Yes.
Spite. I say Smite too often, apparently. Alright. Fantastic, and here's a quick look at Mossrot.
Sorry.
And now, Salazar. Oh, one last thing. Oh, right. Powered by Spite. That's why you're here. Fantastic. Salazar, go ahead.
Salazar is a small red nobled. Generally keeps his cloak up, hiding his face. He comes from a nomadic tribe out, I don't think we landed on where. Out near one of the main cities. What brings him here is the chief of his tribe has fallen ill. And he's out here trying to find a cure or save him from this curse. Salazar's usually pretty energetic, has a love for fire and playing with flames. And yeah, he would have brought out Sizzle at one point. His little pet fire spirit, shaped as a, I'd say small dragon, but he's about the same size as Salazar.
Nice.
Little bit of chaos and always up for some fun and excitement.
Awesome. And Banth. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Alright, so Banth is a Hadozi rogue. He's basically a flying squirrel monkey, I guess. And yeah, he belonged to a thieves guild, and the guild master has fallen ill from the curse, and he's come to Chult to try and figure out how to get him back to normal.
Fantastic. And last but certainly not least, Asim. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Asim, by all appearances, he appears to be human, and his ethnicity seems to be from the Mahorand region of Toril. However, there may be a few things that the party noticed on the trip, such as he occasionally eats, but it tends to be picking at it sort of like a bird would. I'm not really seeming to sleep as much as a person should have to sleep either. And that kind of ties it to one of the reasons he's actually on this journey. He is a reborn, and also a patron to a mummy lord who helped resurrect him at one point, and who was also resurrected in turn, thus making it where there was a concern for both him and for the priestess who resurrected him, since, well, if it affects energies of life and is a massive necromantic energy, it could affect them as well. He's a bit more scholarly in appearance than some, not really decked out head to toe with weapons or anything. But yeah, he's got some reasons for wanting to be here.
All right. Fantastic. All right, everybody. So, heading eastward towards the market district. All right. So, yeah. People smile, give you friendly, welcoming nods. Everyone here seems very jovial, brightly colored and with the personalities to match the clothing they're wearing. But yeah, you do make it down towards the market ward, and as was mentioned earlier, it does become quite obvious as you pass by the gladiatorial arenas that there is definitely people practicing there. You can hear the sounds of beasts roaring, weapons clashing, spells booming as you pass by through here. Right. But yeah, as you pass southward, you would slowly begin to find yourselves surrounded by pop-up stalls. Small, semi-permanent structures that appear like they've been designed to break down and be moved each day. And yeah, I think the first things that you all would notice as you move through here would be the many, many dinosaur carcasses that are being butchered and pieced apart to be sold as meat. And you quickly learn why the Red Bazaar has its name, as the streets appear to be dyed red from the buckets and buckets of dino blood that pour through here, as the daily hunt gets returned here. And what time is it right now? It's probably early midday. We'll call it right around noon. So the meat is still relatively fresh. It comes in daily. It hasn't begun to stink yet, and it's still rather expensive as it hasn't been here all that long yet.
All these dinosaurs, and he wanted 4 silver per claw.
You were asking for a velociraptor claw.
That is true.
Predators are pretty hard to get claws from.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. It's not like you were asking for a brontosaur tooth.
But they're not pointy.
Exactly. We need to be ferocious.
So this market has a lot more practicality to it. It's not as flashy or showy as the Grand Souk. There's much more practical items sold here. This seems to be the place that the residents come to see their daily needs and whatnot. The Grand Souk would deal heavily in durable and luxury items, while the Red Bazaar deals in things much more mundane. Meat, vegetables, tropical fruit. At this point, you've seen no shortage of people walking around with skins that appear filled with some sort of, it's almost like a mead. You'd see people kind of wandering around and drinking on this, and they have their own brew here. It's kind of like a cross between a mead and a beer. It's called Tej, and you see many vendors selling it here. You also see people selling light tropical clothing, insect repellents, rain catchers, other household goods and whatnot are sold through here.
I think Mossrot might need some Tej.
Right. So yeah, there's a few vendors that would be selling Tej through here. You see that now that you've walked up to one of these vendors, you can see that there is a symbol above each one of the Tej vendors that is the same. It is a mug set against a black backdrop of tropical trees. All of the Tej vendors seem to carry the same symbol above them. There is a human female in maybe her mid-20s standing behind the counter. And she gives you a gesture and says, "Welcome, welcome. How much can I get for you? It's 4 copper for a mug, or you can get a gallon cask," and she pats on a cask near her, "for 2 silver.
Moss's eyes get real big. She's like, "The gallon."
She smiles.
Where were you going to contain all of that?
I'm offended that he doubts me.
Alright. So yeah, 2 silver.
I
For
doubt,
a gallon cask of Tej.
I doubt not your spirit, Mossrot, but the physics of the situation.
Okay, so when Moss pays for it and gets the gallon cask thing, she just upturns it, and while some of it does get in her mouth, most of it just pours over her body and just this nyang, 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 nyang sound.
The vendor's mouth is like dropped and her eyes are like huge. Like, she says nothing. She's just
Truly horrifying.
agape.
Slightly horrified.
Sam takes a few steps back so the spillover doesn't get on his robes.
This is delicious.
She kind
You
of
could have purchased a smaller amount and drank all of it.
she pushes another gallon cask towards you. Another?
Would anybody else like some?
We'll try some.
Vance will try some.
All right, get in here, y'all. Before the same thing happens to this one.
I'll buy the second one. But we're
Says-
sharing this and not dumping it on top of Moss.
She says, "If you all keep drinking like this, Coyote, you'll soon be the richest merchant prince in all of Cholt."
Moss mumbles something, but her shirt is in her mouth because she's sucking the juice out
Oh
of it.
god, it's gross.
Is that
Particularly with what else might be
who
on the shirt.
runs these? What was that name they said?
Coyote?
Yes.
Uh,
Is that who owns these booths?
She would nod and say, "Yes, indeed. That Coyote is one of the merchant princes. They're all responsible for various things, and she has the monopoly on the Tej trade."
She
I
chose
see.
well.
Must be quite a successful business to be in.
She nods and says that it most certainly is. She is the merchant prince of fruit, wine, ale, Tej, oils, perfumes, and insect repellents. Some say she's on the way to becoming the richest of all, although that position is solidly held by Xanthi at the moment.
What does Xanthi sell?
Xanthi, well, not quite as many necessities as Coyote, but Xanthi works with gems, jewelry, cloth, armor, clothes.
Right
I was pronouncing it right. Nice, Coyote. The names. I need the dramatis personae for this campaign so badly. Oh, we just leave that open, actually.
Interesting. How many of these princes are there?
7. No more, no
7.
less. Made up of the 7 richest individuals in Chult. If any one of them were to become the 8th richest, they would no longer be a merchant prince.
I see. I
That
take
seems
it they're somewhat of the leaders of the city.
Some of them do take on that role. The Tej vendor would tell you. Xanthi is certainly one of those, as is Wakanga. Koyothe prefers things more quiet, as does Jessamine.
Curious. Well, I do appreciate.
She says
I do
that she'd be
appreciate
happy to provide more insight, but she can't keep her shop occupied for so long. She has Tej to sell.
Of course, we wouldn't want to take you away from your business.
Oh God.
Chaos.
Get that back.
Chaos. All right.
Yeah, Moss Rot
Alright.
might be based off one of my kids.
So I guess let's go find this place we're staying at.
Yes, we
Keep
keep
getting
getting sidetracked
sidetracked.
by all the fun.
Which one are y'all looking for? Kaya's
The
House of
crappy one.
Repose? Okay, the Thundering Blizzard it is. Alright.
As much as Moss Rot would like to be pampered right now. River, Rick, take your tablet and go to mommy's room. You're way too loud. Thank you, baby. Can you play quietly? Yeah.
Okay. Alright, everybody. So, after traveling through the Red Bazaar, seeing lots of various stalls and other such amenities that I'm sure you all will be frequenting eventually, you do eventually make your way towards the eastern section, and you see, as you approach, there is minstrel music playing from inside. You smell the aromas of various cooking meats and things, and from a third-story window, you see somebody hurled from it. And then he lands on luckily, on a cart that was loaded up with various fruits and vegetables. He kind of gets up, he says, "Oh, God, sore losers, a lot of them." And he pulls out a pouch and smiles at it as he rolls himself out of the cart and starts to walk away.
His cabbages.
I think we found our home.
I mean, how do you do getting thrown out of windows?
I land on my feet.
I have a feeling we're gonna find that out. Well,
Let's
do
do
we
this.
go in?
Yes.
Alright. So, as you all got by your initial impression of this place, it is packed full of folks just like yourselves. Rough and tumble adventurers. Many of them are sitting in groups at the tables, at the bars, eating and drinking and laughing. There are several tabaxi minstrels playing a wonderful song. Yeah. What do y'all want to do?
Moss is just gonna sort of like sniff her way around the room.
There
Like,
look to be someone who is running the place.
There's a lot of people There's a lot of people wandering around, several of them carrying drinks. Why don't you go ahead and make a perception check?
All right, that I can do. Maybe I can't.
Okay.
Having sniffed around the room, can I maybe do a perception check also?
Sure.
Hooray.
Salazar's kind of small. He can't see too well.
Okay. So, as you are kind of looking around, you see several people. There's a man behind the bar. There's a few servers walking around with trays full of tej and other drinks and foods. But Mosrot, you have a discerning eye for people to watch out for people that may cause problems for you. And owners of bars rank highly among those people. And you see a dwarven man with his arms crossed up on a second-story balcony, and he's kind of just standing, and you see him looking around, watching as people go. You get the idea that that man is in charge. A dwarvish man, stout and muscular, thick, bushy beard.
I'm gonna give the kobold and Banth a little elbows, and jump my chin up toward the dwarven guy.
Is that the one to talk to?
If you want to talk to the owner, that's the guy.
Well, I feel like that's where we start if we want to get a room, no?
I feel like Mossrat would smoot like snapping her fingers at him a little bit.
So you snap your fingers at him, and he immediately snaps his attention right towards you, Mossrot, and his brow kind of furrows. You see him kind of lean back and say a few words to somebody out of sight. Just keeps kind of staring at you.
Are you who we speak to about a room?
There's no way he can hear you from up there. He's on a second-story landing, and you all are on the first floor. If you were to
So, I didn't want to yell into your microphone.
Okay, so you are
billowing.
Okay. His brow kind of furrows a bit more, and a dragonborn taps you on the shoulder from behind. Says, "Something we can help you with? Kofi generally doesn't take walk-in appointments."
Just trying to get a room.
Well, I can certainly help you out with that.
Sorry, he looked like he was in charge.
Oh, he is. And that's why he hires me. To help you get your rooms and get you fed.
I think we could use with a little bit of both.
Absolutely. It's 5 silver a room. He looks around towards you. Would you all be sharing a room, or would you be having your own today?
Mossrot is scratching at her fleas.
You know, there is the public bathhouses as well. Many priests of Sune would be more than happy to help you rid yourself of your... He reaches out and plucks one. Infestation. And flicks it away.
I think this one might be a bit beyond even Sune.
Well, they do love a good challenge at the bathhouses, they do. It is a public service. It wouldn't cost you a dime except for what you may spare as an offering to Sune herself.
Her tongue flicks out and snatches one of the mites out of her hair and sucks her back in.
Oh my god.
What
have you created?
Sim just looks at this, looks at the Dragonborn and says, I am more than willing to pay the 5 silver to house myself in a separate room from that one.
I understand.
Need 4 rooms.
Indeed. So 5 silver a room, and since you are all purchasing so many rooms, dinner is on the house. In moderation, of course, you may each have 1 plate.
Side eyes. Moss again.
Hey, she's just eating out of a dumpster. This is great.
All right. Where are these rooms located?
He says that there are rooms on the second and third floors. You may go into any that are unoccupied and take your pick.
Now, not to insult or anything, but how safe are these rooms? If we needed to store some items or something just while we're out about for the day.
It kind of says, "Oh, you mean to store goods? Well, of course. No one is allowed into the upper rooms without strict guidance, and well, Kofi has been known to sanction anyone who's caught stealing from here. And of course, there's the executioner's run. Let's just say crime doesn't pay in Port Nyanzaru."
Good to know. Good to know.
Oh, give me a break.
So yeah, you each have your own room. You have a meal for the evening. And he does assure you that your belongings will be safe here, and if anything does happen, Kofi would make it his personal responsibility to make sure you got them back. He takes this very seriously.
That's awesome.
Good to know. I think Salazar's gonna go drop a lot of his junk he's been lugging around.
Same with
And,
Mossra.
settle into the room.
By the way, this was her plan the whole time. Now she has a whole bed to herself.
Nice. Well, alright everybody. This seems like a good a time as any for us to go ahead and take our break for the evening, so let's go ahead and do that, and when we come back, you all can decide what you would like to do with the rest of your afternoon.
To the dinosaurs.
Alright, so we are back. You all have secured lodging and left some of your gear and some of your bulkier belongings back behind at the Thundering Lizard, where you are assured that it will remain safe. And you are now not too far off from Tariki Anchorage, where you all know that the dinosaur pens are. Are you all ready to head that direction now?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Alright. So as you exit through this gate, you can see that this section of the city is far less flamboyant than the rest. This is definitely a more of a rough and tumble place, and it's populated by animal trainers, river folk, explorers who need inexpensive lodging. You can find pretty cheap places out here, and other rough and tumble sorts. There's a lot of people that look like they may be of the pirate persuasion wandering around. But yeah, definitely more common folk. The people out here, as soon as you exit from the wall, you pretty much get the impression that the inside of the walls is the high society. As soon as you come out here, you start to get into the more slum areas. But yeah, it doesn't take you all long to find the dinosaur pens. And once again, you find that there are there's a lot of the same symbol above a lot of the pens. Like one of the merchant princes likely has the market cornered for the sale of beasts and other such things. But yeah, what do you all want to do?
I'm gonna go check out the dinosaurs.
Okay. So as you approach one of the larger pens, you do see a human woman out front, tall and slender, dark skin and long braided hair. She wears a lot of jewelry, in very colorful clothing, which actually sets her a bit apart from the rest of the people out here. She is obviously from the main city and does her business out here. And she likes to, you can tell that she kind of likes to show that she's wealthy while she's out here. But yeah, her back is to you all as you approach, and she's yelling out towards into one of the pens, and you all can see that there is an ankylosaurus, kind of going a little apeshit in there. It's swinging around. You have a few trainers in there, barely ducking beneath its tail as it whips around and tries to take one of them out. Several trainers are trying to get ropes onto the beast and get it under control as you all approach, and the woman continues to yell at them. Her back still to you all.
Well, it appears as if that beast is not exactly taking to training very well.
As you say that, the tail connects with one of the workers, and he goes flying. Lands in a heap. A couple people run up to him and drag him off to the side. You can tell he's alive, but not doing too hot. And finally, the woman shouts one more command in a language that you all don't recognize, and exasperatedly kind of turns while the other people put their ropes away and start walking away from the animal. It then calms down. She turns towards.
Are we allowed to go in and calm it down?
Well, have you announced yourself to this woman yet?
No. Do you need help?
She turns towards you, kind of gives you all a glance, says, "Have you all worked with ankylosaurs before?"
Bumpies? Oh yeah, sure, totally, all the time. Lying through her teeth.
Make a deception check.
Okay. Deception.
Okay. Okay. She kind of... You see the tiniest bit of an eye roll. If you think you can get the beast under control, I'd be happy to pay you what this rabble here would have gotten for it. 5 gold if you can get it harnessed.
Asim is just kind of looking at it going, Well, I don't... I wonder if I should attempt to give it a shot.
She kind of waves a hand, and you see the gate next to her open. The ankylosaur has now kind of plopped down onto its belly, and it's just eating at some grass.
Okay.
It seems very unbothered now that nobody's trying to, tie a harness to it.
Okay. As the sim wanders in there, the first thing he's going to do is he's kind of whisper something that almost looks like a prayer as he casts guidance upon himself.
Okay.
And what sort of check is he going to need to try to make this? What series of checks is he going to need to make here?
You going in alone?
I
For
mean,
the folks, does anyone else want to?
Moss is going
Salazar
in.
can help.
Come on, Banff. Let's go.
All right. Banff is kind of, yeah, he's not too fond of this idea, but I'll try.
All right. So, as you all approach, the ankylosaur kind of lifts its head up from its grazing and slowly gets itself up to its 4 feet and snorts at you all.
Can I try to direct it back to the grass, as a distraction, so that maybe someone else can get closer to the harness?
Okay,
Nice.
how exactly would you do that?
Pick up the hay, grass, whatever it is. It's I'm just kind of holding it over my head because I'm small and he's big. Just nice bumpy, good bumpy.
Okay. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Oh boy. I'm amazing. Good
Okay.
bumpy.
It seems to be relatively calm. It takes a
Yeah,
step towards you and just kind of opens its massive jaws, and you have to snap your hands away quickly to avoid getting chomped down on. But it just starts eating, and so far its attention is solely focused on you. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, in my case, if it's distracted, I'm going to try to slip up and try to slip the harness on it if I can.
I'll need a stealth check first.
Still, let us see what it does.
It
Actually,
whips around towards you, and it just gives you this glare, and you see it kind of stomp its foot once in your direction.
How bumpy.
I just tell it easy creature, and attempt to let it smell the harness itself to tell that it's nothing that's a threat to it.
Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Okay, I am going to roll that little d4 since it did have guidance rolling.
Okay.
So I add 3 to it. Oof.
It lets out a bleeding roar and whips its tail around towards you. That is a 16 to hit.
I was going to ask, would there be anything in the range of 1 to 6 that I could add to that would increase it, or that would...
A 4 into a 7.
No. One of the features I have is Whispers of a Past Life, where I have up to proficiency bonus. I can throw a d6 onto a roll. I do not know if that'd be effective or not.
Okay, so I would say that if you can get that roll up to a 12, it will not try to strike you. So you have 3 from guidance, 4 there, so that's 7. So you would need a 5 or a 6 on your die roll if you wanted to use it. Or you can take an ankylosaur club to the face.
God.
I'll burn it just to see what happens. It's probably
Oh, so close.
fine.
All right,
Oh, well.
It catches you square in the chest and sends you flying, much like it did with the other man. You hear, you've noticed for the first time there's a bit of a crowd gathered, and you hear a bunch of people, ooh!
Naughty Bumpy. That's not how we treat our friends.
It makes a very satisfied snort and turns back towards you, and turns back towards Mossrat and starts sniffing.
I'm gonna try and give it some more food.
I assume
Do
I
we
take
want to
advantage
try a
of-
more
yeah.
aggressive approach?
do I also need to make the strength side?
Yes, you do.
Okay, Banth is gonna.
I felt that.
On brand. I mean more like that's how I described it, so it's kind of convenient. That's how it worked out.
What was
Okay.
that? Selzar?
Oh, I think Banth had an idea.
Oh, Bant.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah. Banth is gonna pick up the saddle and try and also sneak around it.
Okay, let's get a stealth check.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, it's still focused on Mossrat. It kind of leans towards Mossrat and takes a sniff, and then kind of like jerks its head back, and you see its nose crinkle up.
Fine, she'll take a bath.
Like, I'm trying to think of a better way to do this.
Now that you're up there, I would allow you to make a acrobatics, athletics, or a sleight of hand.
Okay, yeah, I'll go acrobatics and try and, I guess, yeah, just slip it on like,
Oh, sneaky.
Good luck. 19.
Nice.
So, as it kind of rears its head back, nose crinkled, eyes squinting shut, you all see Banth just kind of leap up out of the air from behind it with the harness in hand. He lands on the creature, and the harness goes right over the head, making it was actually quite convenient because its head was just tilted back, making it perfect for the harness to go right up over the top of it. And Banth, you jump right off, and the ankylosaur kind of looks around confused a little bit, wondering what just happened. It's harnessed.
That's a good bumpy.
The people kind of start clapping. The people gathered around.
Moss is gonna bow like she did it.
Now for payment.
She kind of... So as you approach, the woman that was shouting orders around kind of gives a nod. She says, impressive, impressive, good teamwork. As agreed, and she pulls out a little garnet. Says, this should be about 5 gold, and she just hands it over to whoever takes it from her.
Considering Banth got it on, Banth probably should snag it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any of you, any reason why any of you would be able to recognize the value of a gem by eyeing it?
No.
Spend a lot of time in merchant guilds and places like that. Anybody?
I was chewing on a boot earlier. I don't think I qualify.
I would suspect that Banth, if he was with a thieves guild, probably
Yes,
would
yeah.
know.
Okay, yeah, Thieves Guild is a good point. Banth, that garnet is worth easily double what she said she was going to pay you.
Okay, so how much?
You can call it 11 gold.
Okay.
You can call it 12 for easy rounding.
Sweet.
Yeah, she just nonchalantly just handed it over like, this is money, right? Here.
Hmm.
Hey. Well, I thank you for the payment, and if you have any other problems, we might be able to help you with.
Yes, I've always got work that needs to be done around here. You wouldn't happen to be beast catchers yourselves, would you? I've been looking for a tyrannosaur.
Oh.
I really
Damn.
hope someone has their hand over Moss's mouth.
Sam just kind of backs away and looks at
Well, if you ever do find yourselves in possession of a juvenile, bring him my way. I would pay you handsomely for him.
Hmm. If only we get that lucky.
Y'all ever seen Lost World Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
What happens when you take the baby?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any other questions for her? Anything else you wanted to know?
We were curious what it'd run for, like, the racing ones, weren't we?
She kind of
Yeah.
looks towards you, and another one of those little eye rolls. She's like, I don't handle sales. Sanaa, we have customers. At this point, another woman, much younger, obviously from the anchorage. She's not all gaudied up like this other woman is. She approaches. She's like, hiya. What kind of beast are y'all looking for?
Fast one.
Fast ones. Well, we definitely have those. Are you looking to race?
Possibly.
Wonderful. Then you would be looking... She kind of looks towards you, Mossrat. You could ride a Deinonychus, you could. They're smaller beasts, but what they make up for in size and ferocity, they make up for in speed quite easily. And would you like to see our
Mossrat's like,
stock?
Yes, she's excited.
Please.
Wonderful. She leads you over towards a pen. There's several bipedal, smaller beasts in here, including several Deinonychus. Basically, bigger raptors. Raptors are small boys. These are bigger.
I have a question,
Uh-huh.
DM side.
Yeah.
What CR do those count as?
Deinonychus. Let me see. Deinonychus is... CR1.
They're pretty. I want one.
Oh,
want one.
they're CR1. Never mind. I cannot wild shape into one.
Says, Well, we do have quite a few of the Deinonychai here in store today, so we might be able to get you, let's say, 250 gold for one of the dinos? One of the Deinonychus?
Oh. I don't think I came for you, sweetie.
Oh, what if we could pay you tomorrow?
Oh, you're funny. You're funny. That's good. That's good. AKWA does not accept any future payment for the beasts. What if you were to take her into a race and get it killed?
What if we take him to a race and win?
There's no credit. I'm sorry. Akene is quite adamant about that.
Well,
Well, we do thank you for your time because it does at least let us know how much we need to accumulate before we can purchase one.
Sorry, I was saying the
Back
wrong
tomorrow.
name. The woman's name was Ifan. Wrong merchant prince. Ifan. Which is, so the younger woman, Sana, as she was introduced, she would say, well, we do have other beasts. There's the hadrosaurs, not quite as fast, but certainly more sturdy. They're only 100.
you know, we've got some money tied up right now. We'll come back once we resolve that.
She says, of course, of course. We have many other beasts
Oh, I'll
as
be back.
well.
Oh, we will be back.
This
Wearing a little hat. Feathers.
this is kind of what a sim was assuming, just because of the cost of horses in other parts of the world, and that's kind of how they're using them.
Guys, we are so poor.
Are you kidding? Moss has 10 gold. That's 10 more than she usually got. This is great.
So, we're definitely not buying a dinosaur today. Should we, I guess, make our way towards the dinosaur races? Is there anything else we want to do or check out on the way?
Did you want to try and go haggle some more talons out of that market?
No, not today.
No.
I've decided that I'll just get my own talons.
Assume he is kind of wondering if there are any, if this place is anything like the equivalent of library or any other places of learning to possibly discover a bit more about the region.
Yeah. If you were to ask around, say if you were to ask Sana, she would certainly be able to tell you that there are. So the Grand Souk would definitely have some book merchants there. You'd definitely be able to find some information there. She says, but if you're looking for a library, like someplace that has books to lend or books that you can simply read, there is a Temple of Savras in the Merchants Ward. As long as you give a donation, they're happy to allow you to peruse their books. For anyone unfamiliar, Savra is a god of knowledge. I'm pretty sure Savra is a neutral god, but Savras, deity of wizards, divination, fate, and truth. There is a temple to him here.
Very much appreciate it.
So, heading back through town and up towards the old city.
Yes.
Well, alright then. So it takes you about maybe... Let's see. No snap. What kind of distances? Okay, these distances are not accurate. Cool. I can get a better idea. Alright, so let's say it takes you about 20 minutes. Means it's probably about maybe about 20 minutes before the race is supposed to start. By the time you all make your way up to the old city, I should say. Go ahead and get you guys over here. So you can see a lot of people are gathering, getting ready to view the dinosaur race, and you can see that there's a lot more people gathered around a large pit in the middle of the ground near the spot that you guys are all at. And you see a bunch of people kind of standing around outside. Some rather unsavory types are walking around talking to the people. You can see money exchanging hands. But the main attraction seems to be a 15-foot deep stone-lined pit. Might have been an arena at one point, but it's definitely not very well kept up. There's a lot of blood down there, bones, old bodies, no small amount of like discarded weapons and things like that down there. And you all can see a man bound, chained at one end of the pit, and at the other end of the pit you see several velociraptors, about 8 of them, in pens, positioned just at the edge of the pit. Not long after you arrive, that same elven man that approached you all earlier approaches you again. His bodyguard still trailing closely behind him. I thought I might see you all here. You care to place a bet on the executioner's run before the race starts?
What's going on here?
Well, you see that man over there murdered his business partner in a deal gone wrong. And, unfortunately, his partner's brother got in the way too. You see, disputes between businesses are common, but if an innocent bystander gets involved, that's when things get a bit dicey. There's only one punishment for punishable crimes here in Port 9 Zaru. We allow the gods to decide. He gestures down towards the pit. The man will be dropped in, and if he can make it to the other side and climb that ladder out, he will be spared.
And y'all think I'm barbaric.
Barbaric, please. He's allowed an opportunity to live. Some would simply execute the man. He smiles.
Barely.
And so what is the bet on if he makes it?
Well, if he makes it, that is certainly... I'd give you 10-1 if he makes it. More common bets would be how far he makes it. How many of the beasts it will take to take him down. How many steps through the arena will he make it? Will he cry? Will he wet himself? These kind of things. Easy money's on whether or not he begs and how long it takes him.
Are we getting involved in this?
No, definitely not.
This seems.
As you're all discussing, he kind of looks over and he says, betting's closed anyways. And you hear someone, poof! And then you hear a bunch of dinosaurs start roaring. People cheer, and it doesn't take long before you hear a pained scream and what sounds like a bunch of dinosaurs fighting with one another.
So that's why they call it the Executioner's Run. How common is this sort of thing?
Kato turns back towards you. He says, well, as I mentioned, there's only one punishment for crimes committed in Schultz. We are a very lenient people here, you see. Not many things proffer a punishment, but we see maybe 2 or 3 people run a day.
Seems like quite a bit.
Lord Nyanzaro's a big place. Crime happens.
I see.
Hey, that's not a hat. Knock it off.
He says, some people have even made this a career, you see. They intentionally get themselves into trouble so they can be thrown into the pit and then collect on the winnings.
Go on.
Hmm.
He looks towards you and gives a smile. Says, aye. There's even been a few that have made the run more than 8 times. Didn't make it past 9, but he died a very wealthy man.
Sure, can't get greedy.
Sure. Tell you what, if you make a go of it, I'll split my earnings with you 50-50.
Is this how we're gonna lose Moss?
Might be how we lose us.
Says, just don't get yourself in too much trouble right away, you know. Being caught for petty theft will simply have you up against two of the beasts. They might even just put an angry hadrosaur in there and see if you don't get squished.
Oh, so it changes depending on how severe the crime.
Proportionate to the crime, yeah. Like, this man murdered one person and killed an innocent bystander, so he kind of wasn't really gonna get too much of a chance to get out. But, you know, Mossrot picks a pocket, steals some mud, steals some tej, you know, she might get an easy sentence.
She's literally looking around right now to what she can fuck up.
You ever seen anyone turn and actually fight off one of these things?
He nods and he says, aye, it's happened many a time. The gods do will sometimes that people survive, and sometimes they do. I've seen a man take down a fully grown allosaur in there before. Granted, he did lose an arm and eventually died of blood loss, but he did escape.
So if I were to go do this, how much am I walking away with? Enough for a dinosaur?
Well,
If you escape, you keep it.
says this depended on the crime, and first-timers, I'm afraid, don't garner much. He kind of gives you an appraising look, as if you were to go up against, say, a pair of velociraptors. I suspect that my earnings from the betting would likely be around 20 gold.
10 gold? Two velociraptors? I've got 10 gold. And I didn't have to fight velociraptors for it.
Says, first-timers aren't worth very much, you see. No one's really expected to make it out their first time. Make it through 3 or 4 times, and we could be talking the triple digits.
This sounds like work.
Maybe we should stick to the racing, not the dying.
It's like work.
Fine.
I would
All
like
right.
to put a bet on the races that are going to start.
Yeah, those are about to start any time now, so let me go ahead and get you all that handout.
Thank you.
Ooh.
In fact, I have nimble escape, but I don't think it would help with dinosaurs.
Okay, so obviously you don't have to read all this, but these are the rules. These be dem rules for the dinosaur races. So basically how this works is there's going to be several dinos racing. You are here for the ending race, so this is going to be the Unchained race. And basically, you have a list of dinosaurs that you'll be able to pick between. And all of them have various odds on winning and what you know about them. Basically, what you all know about them, from what you can see here, is what's on this handout. You can see if it's generally fast, how skilled this rider looks, all that kind of stuff, if it's big, if it's healthy, if it's hardy, if it's dangerous, things like that. If you were to start asking around, you may be able to start getting some of the odds on them, but basically you make a wager, and you will be paid out accordingly if you win. Mechanically, each dinosaur that you see on this list has a dice roll associated with it. And based on the odds, there's a number range that you have to hit. So for example, if you were to bet on Big Honker, a young Tyrannosaurus Rex, He is very favored to win, so the odds for him are 7-1 in favor of him winning. So you'd roll a d8. You win on a 2 through 8, but you only get 1/7 of your wager back to you.
So you lose money.
No, you get your money back, and then 1/7 of whatever you put down. So say you put 7 gold,
okay.
you'd keep your
Okay.
7 gold and get 1 back.
Sorry.
You're good.
That-
Keep your wager and get whatever the over is. But then if you were to bet
I see.
on Mountain Thunder, an old-ass Dimetrodon who looks like he's seen far better days, you would roll a d8, but you'd only win on a 1. But that would get you 7 times your wager.
Are there any of the Deinonychosaurus, the ones that we were looking at?
There is a Deinonychus. Jungle Princess. Jungle Princess. She's
Jungle Princess.
Yeah, Jungle Princess has a very frightened looking halfling jockey. You can see that he's very, very nervous. He's very clearly not very used to doing this yet. As such, he is not very favored to win. Jungle Princess and the halfling rider would get you 5 times whatever you bet, but you do have to roll a d6, and you only win on 1 number.
Question.
Mhm.
Are we able to talk to the rider?
The riders know, but you can talk to the crowd, and they can fill you in on whatever information they know.
Because if he looks nervous, I mean, Mossra is more than happy to do this for him.
The race is about to start. The
trying to-
riders are all set up already.
Okay.
So I don't
Okay.
think you all will be getting involved in this particular race. Not today, anyways.
What about? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What about the young Allosaurus?
The young Allosaurus. Okay. So Bone Cruncher, a young ill-tempered Allosaur. He is 2-1 in favor of win. So you'd roll a d3, you'd win on a 2 or a 3, and you'd get half of your wager back. So if you were to bet 2 gold, you'd keep your 2 gold and get 1 back.
I'll take those odds.
Yeah.
I would like 2 gold on Jungle Princess because her name is amazing.
Okay, go ahead, and anyone that wants to wager, put how much you're wagering and which one you'd like to bet on. So I'll go ahead and tell you all of them right now, because I'm looking at the chart that got handed out to you, and it doesn't look like all of the dinosaurs are present. So we
It just has
have
types.
Yeah, it's just the types, so not the names or anything else that I've got. So you have Big Honker, a crowd-pleasing young Tyrannosaur, very favored. You have Oobtow's favorite, a young Triceratops, who is on a bit of a winning streak at the moment. You have Banana Candy, a very well-trained Hadrosaur. Looks like he knows what he's doing, and his rider seems confident. You have Bone Cruncher, the young, ill-tempered Allosaur. You can tell that his rider's having a hard time keeping it from just attacking the dinosaurs that are standing next to it. Since this is an Unchained event, he might do well. You have Grung Stomper, a young Ankylosaur. Around the same temperament as the one that you all saw in the pens earlier. Not the same dino, but similar. Speaking of that, we can assume that you got a long rest in there, Asim. I mean a short rest, sorry, short rest. Next up is Scarback, a young Tyrannosaurus on his last race. He seems like he's been through it. He looks determined, but he's definitely tired. You have Nasty Boy, a adult Allosaurus with a very famous trainer. You can see he's wearing very ornate clothing. You can see a few people are kind of pointing and calling out to him. His rider is famous. Then, of course, you have Jungle Princess, the Deinonychus with the very scared-looking jockey. And then you have Mountain Thunder, an aging Dimetrodon who looks like he probably should have retired a while ago. So, we have 2 gold on Jungle Princess. Anyone else want to bet?
I'm gonna put 4 down on. Was it Bone Cruncher?
Okay, go ahead and put it into... Okay, we got 10 on Gold Cruncher.
Did you put in all your gold?
No,
Or,
I still have 27
Nice.
Nice.
from that gem,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Oh, you're betting the gem.
No.
Okay. And Asim, are you betting? Asim?
You're muted.
I said he's just going to watch the.
Got it. Okay.
Come on, princess.
All right. So, the race begins. The dinosaurs begin charging away. You can see the ill-tempered Allosaur is already snapping at the heels of the Tyrannosaur as it charges forward. So, let's go ahead and get the first roll in there. Let's go ahead and go for Jungle Princess. 2 gold on Jungle Princess. So go ahead and roll a d6, and before you roll, pick one number 1 through 6.
4.
If you roll a 4, you'll win.
Oh.
Ah. Okay, so you do lose your 2 gold. Let's go ahead and Banth is the big spender, so we'll do Banth last. Salazar, go ahead and for Bone Cruncher, you are looking at rolling a d3. You win on a 2 or 3.
Okay, can we do 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, or 6 and do a d6? Because I don't have a d3 button.
You can just type in the chat /
that
R1d3.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! There goes Salazar's 4 gold.
That is some
Wow.
Bucky luck.
That is some Bucky luck.
I know.
All right, Banth, 10 gold on Bone Cruncher. /
Come on, buddy.
R space 1d3. You win on a 2 or 3.
Alright, here we go.
Hey! All right, so Banth does win 5 more gold. So you get your 10 back and you earn 5.
Awesome.
You all can continue betting in this manner for as long as you'd like. I'd say we could do up to 3 or 4 of them.
Nope. Out of money.
Nope.
I need my last 5 for us to fight in the fighting pit.
Oh, right, the pit.
I feel like, okay, maybe for Bone Cruncher,
How much?
4 gold.
4 gold on Bone Cruncher. Roll that d3.
Remind me how you do
Feldar's
it?
just gonna
/
put down some drum
R.
music.
It's a / R space 1d3.
Thank you.
Oh, nice. So you win 2. You won your gold back.
Yay! That's all I wanted.
Val's just gonna be playing some drums, adding some
Oh.
excitement to the races.
I forgot about this. Since Mossrat seems to be attached, Mossrat, why don't you go ahead and roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll a d10.
Okay.
Okay, so you see that Jungle Princess is trailing behind a bit, but Bone Cruncher does pass right by her and does not seem to see her as potential food. Luckily.
Oh no!
All right. The race comes to a conclusion. Bone Cruncher has proven victorious. So the bets kind of take place on like how long it'll take him to win, how many dinosaurs will he eat along the way, various things like that. Since everybody gets a chance to win or lose in the race, we're assuming that you're betting on various things other than just who's going to win or lose. All right.
We need to get involved in these races.
Yeah.
We could be an all-star team.
I think Jungle Princess needs a new jockey.
The jockey agrees. As you all notice that he fainted about like 100 feet into the race, and Jungle Princess just ran the race on her own.
Oh, poor baby.
Okay. So, with the race concluded, is there anything else you'd like to do all before you make your way over towards the arena?
I don't think so. We're broke.
Can we yell at the jockey?
Yeah. What do you yell at him?
Yeah.
He's unconscious, but you can certainly yell things at him.
She deserves better.
He kind of just like bounces up and down in the seat, unconscious and just wobbling around.
You can see Hank's face right now.
He's gonna be dino food.
All right.
All right. So, I'm assuming that you just left your basic gear back in the room. You have all your armor, all your weapons, everything that you would need to, participate in a fighting pit.
Yeah.
But the sun is beginning to set as you all approach the arena. And all over the place today. Good stuff. So it's a massive stone arena. You can hear the sounds of people cheering now, as opposed to the sounds of combat and practice. Practice time is over. As you all approach, you can see that there is a bit of a small group of people, very, very rough-looking individuals. You can tell a lot of them are here to fight. There's pens with various creatures. Velociraptors, tigers, there's even some ghouls and skeletons and zombies in cages. They lash out at anyone that gets too close. But yeah, out in the front you can see a man who seems to have a parchment out, and he's taking down notes as people approach him. He sees you all kind of looking around, taking in the sights, and he would kind of look at you and gesture you all over. Are you all looking to sign up, then?
Yes, sir.
Of course we are.
Fantastic. And what tier would you like to go into?
Which one makes us money?
They all make you money, miss.
Could you explain the tier system just to make sure we understand it?
Well, of course. The first tier would see you competing against those of relatively equal skill to your own. The payout, the entry fee, of course, is the standard 25 gold, regardless of which tier you fight in. But in the first tier, it wins 1-to-1, so for your 25 gold, you will receive 25 gold. In tier 2, it is doubled. In tier 3, it is tripled. Of course, the challenge is proportionate.
Probably want to start in tier 1, but Mossrot's just like, let's do it, go!
I know. I'm like, I wonder if we could take tier 2.
Tier 2, he kind of looks up, says, who do we have? And before he finishes, you hear this roar as a 8-foot-tall, 4-armed gorilla jumps in his cage and beats his chest with all 4 arms. He says, yes, the Crusher. Tier 2 for today.
And tier 1?
Tier 1 is Handsome Jack and the Fabulous Four.
Yeah, let's do that, guys.
4-armed gorilla sounds scary.
So we'll put you down for the first fight then, eh?
Sounds
Yeah.
fair. Ruthie, stop it, baby. Come on.
Alright. Any preparations you all are making? He gestures you inside and says you have a few minutes to prepare yourselves.
Mothrat's just sort of like stretching with her people opener.
Nice, nice.
Is this just like, how long does this spell last? Only a minute. That's not very long.
You would have warning, so you'd know 1 minute before you'd go in. You'd know 30 seconds before you go in if you want to do something like that.
We are gonna summon Sizzle out. I assume I can bring him in the fight. That won't
Oh,
be an
yeah,
issue.
yeah.
So we'll summon Sizzle out, and as we go out, casting Shillelagh. Which,
Okay.
when he casts it, his torch-like staff he carries around just lights up in a bright flame.
Nice.
And then we've got Sizzle, the tiny dragon fire spirit, hanging out.
Cool. Alright. Gotta check on something real quick and we'll get you all in there.
Exciting! Is anyone else having a ton of fun right now?
Oh, this is amazing.
I'm having a terrible time. Alright, stand by. We'll get you all set up. Okay. So, the sounds of the crowd are unmistakable as you all are led through into the arena. Trumpets sound, and a man leans towards you. You all have a name.
Yes, we do. Mothra, tell them our name.
Our name is... Like, elbows, seams, knees. What's our name?
Ah, very well, very well. Be more prepared next time, will you? He says, we would like to introduce for our first bout of the evening, Handsome Jack and the Fabulous Four. And you see a group of pirates kind of saunter out, arms out, taking in the crowd. No one seems to recognize them too much, but everyone's still clapping, everyone's still excited as they come out. There's one man at the front whose face is just a big knot of scars and patchy beard. He has one eye and a red bandana tied around his head. He has a big old scimitar as he gestures out. There's also a small halfling woman near the back. She doesn't appear to be armed or armored, but she kind of looks around very appraisingly as she enters in. The other three are all just appear to be very burly pirate deckhands. And he says, and they will be fighting these people. And he kind of gestures you in there. And here we go.
River.
The seats are filled, and you hear a horn blare, and we will roll initiative.
Oh no, I brought out Sizzle and he doesn't seem to be the same size.
Give
Where's
her
this?
more, River.
It just looks like he's sitting a little weird on the map.
In it.
Ooh, I nat 20'd on initiative.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. Oh. I did not nat 20 on initiative. I tuned.
Okay.
I love Salazar's icon. Like the picture. So freaking great.
It's so good.
Hey everybody, Salazar, you are up first.
Oh, Salazar is up first. We did not think this far ahead.
Hold on. Have we gotten Bamfit?
Oh, no, I don't see Bam.
Yeah.
Banth, go ahead and select your token and roll it up.
Oh, right. I forgot you gotta select the token first.
Fantastic. Okay. Our initiative remains unchanged. Salazar, you're up.
Salazar is going to let out a giant scream and run straight up to the bandit captain and take a swing at him using Green Flame Blade. Oh, which actually, give me one moment to read this. Yes, that actually works perfectly.
Okay.
So let me roll my shillelagh attack. Oh.
7
So
does
it's only
not
a
hit.
7 to hit. That's unfortunate. And then as a bonus action, command Sizzle to do the teleport thing. So
Okay.
he acts right after. And is gonna fly up and grab Salazar and in a burst of flame just take them back a little bit.
Nice. Very cool.
But that will force a dex save for the captain.
Okay. What is the DC?
DC 13.
Fantastic. So, he just takes a quick jump backwards. Huh. Weird. Some of these are rolling out in the open. Their names weren't set up. But he does jump away out of the fire just in time to avoid getting scorched.
That's unfortunate. Well, that was a big exciting turn of doing nothing. That'll be the turn though.
Man.
Alright, Banth is going to run up to this guy
Right.
and rapier.
$13 does hit.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay, so you all see Banth just expertly rush forward, his rapier out, and just runs it right into this guy. And he just looks down surprised, looks up towards you, and drops.
Wow.
So that's my turn.
All right. You all
Awesome.
see someone from the sideline has, well, maybe you all don't notice this. Okay. What's everyone's passive perception? What's the highest passive perception amongst you?
12. What-
Sal's got a
what
decent
Sal's got?
one. Let's see, what is it? 15?
Nice.
Okay. So, Salazar, you would notice a trio of individuals sitting near the edge of the Colosseum, and as soon as this man drops, you see him reach his hand out, and Banth, you can tell that the wound that you've just inflicted on this individual seals almost immediately after it's delivered. He begins shallowly breathing.
Oh. They have people stopping these guys from dying. That's
They
good.
do. Okay.
I don't think that was ever a concern of Salazar's.
Right, just murder! That's good for you guys too, though. So with the 15, you definitely notice that. Anything else from Banff?
No, I'm done.
Fantastic. Okay. This guy sees what just happened, and he says, "No!" and rushes over. Gets to right here. And he will lash out at you, Banth. Let's see. Swings at you with a scimitar. Ooh, that's a 20 to hit, Banth.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, so he rushes at you, just like, "No!" and swings his scimitar. It catches you squarely across the chest for 6 points of slashing. And that is going to bring us to this guy. And he's gonna look over, and he gestures towards the other guy, and he says, "You two take care of him. I'll hold these ones off." And he trudges up towards you, Salazar. Actually, no, I think he would come around and get in between you all. And yeah, you see him kind of make a bit of a flourish with his sword, clearly knows what he's doing, and takes a swipe first at Salazar. Salazar with a 21 to hit Salazar.
That'll hit.
For 9 slashing, and on the backswing brings the scimitar down towards Asim. Asim, that's only an 11 to hit.
Miss.
Got it. Alright. Brings us to this guy, who is going to move carefully around you, Banth. To get into a flank. He swings. Banth, that is a 17 to hit.
Yep.
That is going to be 4 slashing. I'm sorry, 7 slashing.
Are you sure it's on 4? No.
Yeah. Oh, that's rolling out in the open too. Okay, I gotta change these. Well, I'm so curious as to why some of them are rolling in the open and some of them aren't.
Funsies.
Right? Just making y'all panic. Okay. Asim.
Asim is going to step back and risk opportunity attack just so he can actually try to cast something without having disadvantage.
Okay. He does not strike at you, Asim. He kind of looks at you and gives you a knowing look and a nod as you leave his range.
Okay, with that, Asim is going to stretch a hand, aim up here and try to catch the bandit to the right above Banth and the wizard.
Okay.
And and he just points a hand, utters out some words, and suddenly there's just a howl and a sphere around them.
Okay.
And basically, it is the shatter spell.
Oh, nice. Okay,
You
cool.
have to make a DC 12 saving throw.
DC 12 or 13?
12.
Okay. Okay. The bandit does fail. The wizard succeeds. Bandit clutches at his ears, letting out a bit of a howl.
Okay. So the bandit takes the full 9 damage and the wizard half.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be my turn for the time being.
Fantastic.
Well, I'm going to scoot just a little bit more this way.
Okay. The captain shouts out, "Carly!" And he points at you, Asim. She gives a nod as she approaches, and she is going to cast Witch Bolt at you, my guy. 22 to hit.
Oof.
22 hit.
Okay. Oh, bummer. What a terrible roll. It's 1 lightning. But there is a arc crackling away that is connected to you. So you take 1 damage now. Yep, you take 1 damage now, and she can use her action on subsequent turns to deal more.
Okay.
That's a cool spell.
Yeah, Witch Bolt's an interesting one. She would move a little closer to you, Asim, to right about there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? She'd get even closer. She'd probably get to right about there. That arc still connected as she approaches. And that's going to bring us to Mossrot.
Hooray. Alright, right where she's... This guy... hold on. she's gonna come over here so that she is flanking,
Okay, nice.
and she is going to use the fun stabby.
The fun stabby.
Is she going to
Ooh.
do the thing?
Damn.
Oh, right. Do you rage?
Oh yeah, rage. Oh, that was totally yeah. It doesn't matter because I missed.
Right.
Yes, but I am raging.
All right. So what does Mothra do when she goes into a rage?
Okay, so in my head, like every hair, every bristle on her just stands straight out like a porcupine.
Nice.
So she is pointy.
All right.
But she missed.
Yes, she did. All right. That is going to bring us to Salazar.
What to do here? I think what we're going to do is do another green flame blade to try to hit this guy we've got flanked.
Nice.
For 25.
That certainly is.
That'll be 9 damage.
Okay.
You whacks him with his giant flaming torch.
Fantastic.
And then, same thing, bonus action, have the wildfire spirit teleport him back a little bit, get him out of danger.
Okay.
Oh.
Dex save?
We're gonna actually... Yeah, it will be a dex save.
Okay, he does succeed again.
Okay. And we're gonna move 15 feet away. Actually, to... over here to try to help Banth.
Got it. So we'll say that you all can occupy spaces on the perimeter as long as some of the space is in the arena, but we can't go up into the seats unless you climb.
Right.
Got it. Banth.
All right. I'm gonna take a rapier at this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 does not hit. Was I doing sessional inspirations last time you played?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So you do still have that. Not saying you should use it or need to, but that is an option whenever you want it.
You know what? I'm gonna use it.
15 minutes left in the session. It's not a terrible idea.
Yeah. So
That hits. Fantastic. And once again, Banth drops another of these guys. And once again, you see the spellcasters up in the bleachers working feverishly to make sure that he doesn't ever actually die at any point. As you know, that causes problems right now.
and then I will move here.
Okay. He dead?
Not
All right. So Mossrot. This guy kind of looks around and he kind of turns towards you and shrugs. It's you and me. And he brings his scimitar up in a two-handed swipe right down towards you, Mossrot. That is going to be a 12 to hit.
17. Miss.
Fantastic. Brings it on the backswing. Ooh, only an 11. He's gonna miss that for sure. Alright. Brings us to his remaining compatriot, who turns and attempts to take a scimitar swing at Salazar. Damn, they're all missing. 7 to hit, Salazar.
Definitely not.
Brings us to Asim.
Asim as this bolt of lightning connects with him and latches on. Gwendolyn turns up in a bit of a snarl as he moves a hand forward and gestures out. And there's a sudden just line of sand and heat that just flies from it, striking at the wizard.
Okay, nice.
For 8 force damage.
Okay. For 8 force, okay. 18.
Hold on one
So
second.
13.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. It says I rolled an 8, but it should be
It didn't add.
plus. There should be +2 on the end of that.
From what?
Agonizing blast.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so for 10 points. Alright, so she is crashed into with this blast, and she stumbles back a bit for 10. Let's see. Okay, the beam connecting the two of you is still maintained. She holds onto one hand and squints through it, but she still maintains that beam towards you.
Okay.
Right. And... Alright. You see her look up towards you, and she gives you kind of a knowing nod, like appreciative, like she knows you've got some skill. But then she twists her hand, and that lightning connecting the two of you intensifies for a brief moment. Oh shit, wrong roll. Not a d20.
Golly.
That's a super
9.
witch bolt.
Yeah, that's a good witch bolt. Then she pulls up her other hand from behind her, and you can see this intricately braided gold band starts in between her middle and ring finger and goes down to wrap around her wrist, and she flicks her wrist towards you, and a beam of freezing cold energy lances out towards you. 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
For 8 cold damage as she casts Ray of Frost as a bonus action.
Those tricky wizards.
Those tricky wizards. I came to a conclusion that I do not allow my enemies to have magic items nearly enough. Mossrot.
Well, she's going to try the glaive again since the first time it didn't hit. Does a 13 hit?
It does not.
Ugh.
Yeah, Mossrot's having a hard time with this guy.
Well, she's like, ah.
Okay, Salazar.
That's all I can do.
Yep.
Salazar is going to ready a Scorching Ray for after Sizzle moves him,
Okay.
and then bonus action command it. So it'll come down here and pop the two of them 15 feet back.
Okay.
So that'll be a dex save for the one they were fighting from the fiery teleportation.
Okay. Dex save result from this guy is a 13.
That meets.
Okay.
And then now that they've moved, we're gonna Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Do one ray at each of the enemies still standing.
Nice, nice.
Because I believe it's 3, correct? Yes. So we'll start with the guy Bantha's fighting. Only a 10.
Okay.
Does 10 hit? I'm guessing no.
10 does not hit.
Alright. Now for the captain, 22.
22 hits.
Or fire.
Okay.
And then for the spellcaster,
16.
16.
Stand by.
Send me some of those high rolls, would ya?
I'm just rolling a lot. It's not that I'm rolling high.
She casts shield.
Cast shield. That checks out. Alright. So Salazar gets picked up by Sizzle and they just jump away. He's cackling as he fires Scorching Rays around the arena. Doesn't actually do a whole lot, but he
sure
is
looks
loving
cool, though.
throwing around fire like this.
The crowd would go wild with clapping and cheering as you do that. That is certainly
He's very much in his
showmanship.
element.
Yep. All right,
All
man.
right, that's gonna be turn.
Alright, yeah. Taking a rapier attack at this guy. I can't do sneak attack anyway.
Do you have steady aim?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I do.
Actually,
So do I roll?
One second. Because steady aim it works for melee weapons too, right?
I think it does, actually.
Yeah, next attack roll in the current turn. Yep. So you could bonus action steady aim to give yourself advantage, and that would give you your sneak attack. But you just wouldn't be able to move.
Right. Alright, yeah, we'll do that then. So, do I roll sneak attack with, or do I roll the rapier first, and then if I hit, I roll sneak attack with my damage?
So, go ahead and you roll your attack roll first, and then if you hit, let me see your character sheet real quick. Okay. So on your character sheet, it actually automatically sets it up for you since you know you hit and you have sneak attack. You can go onto your character sheet towards the middle below your weapons. You'll see the check mark for sneak attack. Just click that and it'll automatically add it for you.
Awesome.
So hit that damage button. Oh my god.
Beautiful.
So, Banth, you execute such a expert and lethal strike that all three wizards in the stands kind of like stare at you in shock for a brief moment. They look at the guy who's very about to die on the ground, and they look at you, and then all three of them begin working feverishly to save this man's life. But he is very much down.
Awesome. And that is my turn.
Good turn it was. Okay. So this guy kind of looks towards you and he says, "You all sure know what you're doing." And then he strikes at you. That is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
For 7 slashing, which you have down to 3.
Yeah.
Haven't had a fight this good in a while. And he swings it again. 19 to hit.
Yep.
For another 3.
Alrighty.
Alright. That is
Now
his
stand
turn.
still so I can hit you.
Asim.
I'm considering that Asim has been whittled down quite a bit on hit points. His connection to his patron kind of kicks in, and he utilizes one of his former dread as
Nice.
a bonus action. So it's 1d10 plus 3 temporary hit points. So
7. Nice.
Is that over here? And
So you hear a bunch of shocked gasps and a couple screams come from the crowd. What does your form of dread look like, Asim?
I'm on the any exposed skin. He has some of the little runes and there's like some little glowing runes and etches from various funerary rites from his neck region of the world. And there's almost like this little shimmering heat effect where you almost where you see some like bandages both tight and unraveled both at times flowing around.
Nice, nice. So frightened cries from the crowd. You see Carly the wizard kind of take a step back in shock for a brief moment.
Mm-hmm.
You gain
And
your
he's
7
going to-
temporary HP.
And for his action, he's going to try to strike her again with the spell.
Okay, 16 hits and she's already shielded.
Uh,
She has already cast shield once this turn.
Okay. So, now it switches to necrotic damage, and he also gets to do an extra 1d10 necrotic on this.
Wow.
In addition to the 10, there's he gets to another d10 on it. So 20 necrotic damage.
Fantastic. And is
Is
that
that-
all one instance of damage? It's not multiple instances? So it's just 18
It's
total?
one hit.
Fantastic. Okay. She drops.
Oh, I made a mistake.
Yes.
I was supposed to roll wild magic
Oh.
when I entered my rage.
When you entered your rage. Okay, this is actually the first time I've dealt with this, so let's go ahead and
I'm sorry.
go ahead and throw the description up into the chat for us, please.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, that's some words. All right. So we enter your rage. Roll on the wild magic table to determine the effect produced. If the effect requires a saving throw, okay. So you just roll a d8, and one of these things happens. Fuck yeah, go and roll it.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
No, totally fine. A 7. Flowers and vines temporarily grow around you until your rage ends. The ground within 15 feet of you is difficult terrain for you and your enemies. All right, fantastic. So the captain kind of looks down and tries to take a step, and his feet are kind of tangled up, and he looks up and he kind of gives you another appreciative nod.
It's all rotten moss and like fungus and shit.
Nice. Okay. Anything else from Asim?
That's it.
Masra.
Okay, now stand still, because I'm gonna stab you now. No, I'm not. This is a nightmare.
Oh no.
I have missed everyone.
Oh
Keep
wow.
thinking-
Reckless attacks wouldn't even help you. You've rolled bad on
Nope.
all of your rolls. You can't even use your
Yep.
use your sessional to help you. Oh, sadness. All right. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Salazar.
Come murder this guy for me, okay?
Salazar's just gonna do another set of scorching rays in this guy's back. Where's this? So scorching ray, 3
That's a hit.
shots.
That's not. That is not.
I'm gonna use my sessional on that last one.
2 hits it is. Still kind of distracted by the moss and rot and just weird foliage growing up under his feet. He just takes 2
For
bolts straight to the
15
back
fire.
for 15 fire. Fantastic. All right.
Then as a bonus action, we're gonna have Sizzle throw a flame seed and then run in.
Nice. 11's not
An
gonna hit.
11. Didn't think so.
All
But
right.
he will swoop in to help out Moss.
Nice.
Thank you.
Banth.
Alright, Bant will. Run down. And. A rapier.
You do have sneak attack on this one.
Yep.
$19.
Sure, you let them
Yeah,
hit you.
19 hits. So for 15 points, all right. Still focused on Mossrod, he takes a dagger right up, a rapier right into the side. He kind of scowls as he's hurt. Anything else from Banth?
Yes, I will disengage.
Nice.
And move back.
All right. Brings us to his turn. And he's gonna kind of look around. He turns and sees this weird dragon thing floating up behind him. Swings his scimitar at it. 18 to hit
That definitely hits.
for 5 slashing. And then he's going to bring it back around for Mossrot with only a 10 to hit.
Miss.
Asim.
Asim is going to extend his hand and fire, and just fire at this guy. Which, since his former trait is active, it does swap to necrotic damage.
Okay.
However, I don't. I'll go ahead and burn my sessional since
19 hits.
So, 9 damage plus 1d10. 14.
Okay. It's your form of dread that's adding a d10?
What it is, let me re-put it up for you.
Yeah,
real quick.
I'm just curious.
What it does is, oh, if I can find it.
Ruthie, get off his laptop.
There we go.
You're transformed for 1 minute. Gain temporary hit points. Da da da. Once during each of your turn, when you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can force it to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
And if the saving throw. Wait, I thought this thing also swapped out. Oh no! Crap! I made a mistake. I was thinking about later on. You get that. Crap.
Okay,
Crap,
so
crap.
we haven't been doing the saving throws, so we'll just swap that out. No big deal. It happens. So yeah, just it's not extra damage. He just needs to make saving throws whenever he
so he's frightened.
Okay.
No, I think it's like level. It's a higher level where that kicks
Right.
on. I forgot.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and so he's not frightened, so we'll just leave it at that. None of the frightened effects happened, but he just took extra damage.
My apologies.
No worries, it happens. All right. Anything else to see?
That'll be it.
We will give him back the 5 from this one, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Mossrot.
I am going to stab him.
Hey!
Yeah.
And it's out of parry range.
For 10 damage.
All right, he is certainly hurt.
Now she's just laughing, like hee hee hee, like this little creepy little goblin.
All right, Salazar.
What is there to even do here?
Murder.
We're just gonna run in and whack him with the shillelagh.
All right, nice. 18
For
hits.
18. Or 9 damage.
Crack him across the head with your shillelagh, and down he goes. The crowd erupts in cheers and uproarious clapping.
Fizzle does a little dance through the air, flying around.
Nice. Yeah, the crowd absolutely loves it. A few medics begin to come out onto the field and check everybody's pulse. Everybody is still alive. They're being dragged away unceremoniously. And with that, everybody, we'll go ahead and call it a session. You all can add the 25 gold to your group loot, and we will pick up as you all are leaving from the arena when we come back next week.